to set the scene, Stephen Graham plays Andy Jones. He's the head chef of a really successful, bustling London restaurant. And it's a day in the life on the busiest day of the year for him. And Boiling Point is showed entirely in one take. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, we've got a clip from it to give you a sense of the rhythm of this film.
You get out! No! Get out! All right! Get out of my kitchen, you know! Callie!
What are you doing?
Callie, no!
What are you doing?
Callie, he wanted me to throw you under the bus, Callie.
What are you talking about?
Honest to God, look, he told me to let you take the blame for this. That...
Can't
No,
take the
Callie,
blame. It's not my gaff.
I know,
can't take the blame.
it was my fault,
So
and I'm
that
so
makes
sorry.
no sense, Andy.
No.
It makes no sense.
Callie, you don't understand, love, a minute.
Don't tell me I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm here covering your every single day, Andy. I can't take it anymore.
Could have just been Birdsong, really.
I mean, pretty much. That's a very good illustration of the dialogue and the rhythm of the film. I mean, this film, it's all filmed in one shot. It really genuinely is. They only had time to do 4 takes, and the third one of those is the one that's used for the final film.
It's definitely one take, because you know that scene is about halfway through where the guy who does the bins goes out to do the bins, and he leans down to the right, and everything goes black, and then he comes back. I thought maybe that was a cut, but I couldn't spot anything else.
I always think there's kind of secret cuts. It's all about how well they hide them.
Yeah,
but
I didn't see
everything
anything.
I've read. Yeah, everything that I've read suggests that it's filmed in one shot. That's what they've said. And it's filmed in a local restaurant of mine, actually, Jones and Sons, which does a great roast, by the way. But that's besides the point. The point about this film is it's the new film by Philip Barantini. It's an extension of a short film of the same name that he made a few years ago, also with Stephen Graham in the lead role. And you know what? Sometimes when I see the films have been made in one shot, I'm a bit like, okay, calm down, show off. But this is what I'm talking about. This feels necessary. The entire rhythm of the shot, the camera movements just take you into this anxious ride of a busy restaurant with tons of things going on at once, and the entire film is carried on the shoulders of Andy, Stephen's character, because everything is coming at him at once. You know, he's got his ex-partner coming in and demanding things. He's got his staff running wild. He's got issues with customers. He's got issues with his ex-wife and his child who are on the phone. Things are moving along really frenetically, really quickly. There's money trouble. There's personal trouble. There's customer trouble, there's kitchen trouble. Everything is happening all at once, all at the same time, and all he can do is kind of run around in circles, trapped in this kind of never-ending anxious cycle and rat race. And the filmmaking of it really makes you feel that. I mean, it's been referred to a lot as the uncut gems of the restaurant business. And I think
That's the most stressful movie I've seen.
Analogy.
Most stressful movie I've seen since Uncut Gems. There's no two ways about that.
Absolutely. But I think it's incredibly paced. It never lets you go. But at the same time, one thing that is very difficult to do in a film like that is actually to get you to care and get invested in all the supporting characters as much as your lead. And the film manages to do that. I'd really like to single out Vinette Robinson as well, who plays Carly. You heard that. You heard her a little bit in the clip there. She is so good in this.
So strong.
And there's moments for a lot of the staff of the restaurant, you know, the waitress who's being bullied very in her face by a racist customer. There is, you know, the hostess who is antagonized by some of the other staff. There's so many conflicts and also supportive relationships going on in a restaurant, and the film somehow manages to make time for all of them.
I found that
and
unreal,
again,
the way it did that. Because
they
it didn't linger
never
on any
let
of these
go.
stories, but they really sat with me. Even the gay maitre d' who feels like, you get that sense he feels like he has to be the life and soul all the time. That's an extra thing he's got to worry about at his job. You know, I mean, there's so many things we can say about this that I think we should carry on after the news and sport. How do you feel about that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. I just wanted a couple more words on Boiling Point, because I really was taken by this movie, and I know you were as well. I'm pretty sure you're right that it was just one take, which makes it even more mind-blowing. Full transparency. A very, very good friend of mine, Izuka Hoyle, is in the movie. She plays Camille, the French newcomer to the kitchen staff. So when I see her, I will ask her and get the definitive on how the heck they did that. I mean, the rehearsals must have been insane. Everyone is so believable. The little stories that they tell throughout without, hanging around, putting too much attention to them. I mean, there's stuff I was chatting with the production team here about before we were on air. Like we were finding stuff just talking about it. Hey, maybe did this happen? Did you think this? Do you think these two? Stuff like that. There's so much in it. I can't wait to watch it again. But
there's so many little spin-off stories that you can create just based off of one scene of one character. And you know what it is? It is genuinely a wild ride. You same as, I was mentioning Titan being a visceral experience, and these films couldn't be more different, but they do share that in common, is that they grab you and they don't let go until the film is done. And I saw this film in a link, and I'm very excited to be able to rewatch it in a cinema, because I think watching in a cinema is going to be both anxiety-inducing, very stressful, but also very thrilling.
Yeah,
So
I mean, the one downside might be that you get a little queasy because you do have to follow that handheld around a lot.
I mean, I hope the cinematographer is okay, because that must have been tough on the back.
Imagine how sweaty that man or woman is right now. Still.
I
mean,
I'm
the
always
physical
impressed with
exertion,
cinematographers.
absolutely phenomenal. No one bumped into him at any point. Like, I mean, it's
It's a choreography. It's a dance.
I know. I've bumped into the camera many times. I've hit the lens with an elbow. It's just phenomenal.
Oh, dear.
A great movie. I couldn't recommend it enough.